you're surprised.
Remember we had a full run sheet. Your face was on it and everything.
Yeah, no, it was massive. It was like,
and then like
Now
we're like, we'll never do that
No,
again.
we actually don't.
Yo.
Are you sure you don't want me to? I'll Uber eat some Asian. So, Asian.
Whoa! You didn't even think about that.
I didn't even know that's Asian. Huh?
Hey, is this running?
Yeah, it's running.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Marwa.
Can I?
Wait.
she did that.
If anyone was here, I would have said Asian because it's open at this time and it's closed. Glenn,
That's open. Yeah.
Hey,
Knackers,
I'm
gonna cry, bro.
Pizza. You know?
The time's pretty
I'm
early.
gonna actually list all the food that
That you could have got.
there was a
bro, she didn't even realize what she did.
because I want Asian, that's why.
Yeah?
yeah.
You
You want
Asian.
a backtrack?
Hey, she saw Mel. She's like, yeah, I do feel like Asian today.
Inspired.
Oh shit!
Because I feel like Asian fried rice, that's
Yeah.
why.
May as well just run there from here, bro.
Hey,
We're gonna cut this back to 15 minutes.
Hey, yeah, we'll do intro after.
Nah, I was in forget intro. It started, bro.
This might have to be chopped out, yeah. But who was doing? Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast, episode 130, big 130.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Noah the Baghdaddy.
Chief Fire Sergeant in the building, baby.
It's your girl Maweezy.
It's the prince.
Yes, sir.
And we're joined again by Mel Yu. Yeah.
Hey, come on.
That went so quick. I was like, was I meant to have something?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up? Welcome back.
Thank
Oh,
you.
man.
I'm excited to be back. This is our third episode recording.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
my son-
We
Oh,
did
You know, I
hers.
have a podcast too.
Yes.
Thanks, Noel.
Well, my second with you. Yeah.
That's true.
Your second
I
one.
wasn't
Oh,
there
yeah,
the
you did
first
the,
one.
the
Yeah.
joint one. Was
Can I just say, I
Come
am
on,
very
let's hear it.
impressed that you have so much going on, but you were able to make time and come on this podcast today.
We're big time, bro. We're big time.
No, but like just the fact that you are so busy. If anyone
And
follows
very
you on socials or
Yeah.
just, you know,
Okay,
like
very humble.
It's crazy.
It's an 8
On Saturday
p.m. right now,
night.
on
Like
Saturday
Saturday
night.
night.
Yeah.
Like, how's Mal free?
And
Exactly.
we're out here and we're hustling though.
yes,
That's what's
yes.
up.
Crazy.
Love that.
You know,
Honestly,
the
love it.
commitment, the dedication.
2 weeks from when we record this, we will be in the meat
Yeah,
market.
It's actually happening.
That's gonna be very
Ego
nice.
Very exciting. Ego Expo.
The week of this coming out, y'all that are listening to this bad boy right
Yes.
now, Ego Expo is happening on the weekend, so do not lack.
And you're gonna run to what's the website? EgoExpo.
EgoExpo.com.au.
But we're
Yes.
getting ahead of ourselves, obviously. You know
Buy
what I mean?
tickets.
But you will be hearing Ego Expo
Yes.
all throughout this
Yes.
podcast.
In-
Definitely,
100%.
definitely.
Let's see how many
Shameless
times
plug.
we can sneak it in.
The day this episode drops, we're giving away 5 tickets as well.
Down.
5? Whoa, we're good to
Definitely
4.
thought 4, but
Are you
no.
paying
Four.
for the extra ticket?
Have we negotiated?
We're
this?
gonna have a
No, no, no.
conversation.
I want to say on here so you can't back out.
VIP.
Yes.
We shall have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Oh, yeah.
What's
That's
up?
not what.
Oh, VIP.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got this.
Do
On
we,
me.
do we even have this?
Sorry.
Do we have VIP?
I was gonna say.
You guys are crew.
But Melbourne's the busiest woman is here in the building with
Yes,
us.
for sure.
Um,
For sure.
Excited to
What
be
you've
here.
been?
It's been
What
an
have you
honor.
been doing?
What
What's been
haven't
going
I
on?
been doing?
Yeah,
You know,
talk
it's
to
a real
us.
question, but not in a
Yeah, I was gonna say. Very crazy.
some weird sexual way. What's up?
How you doing today, though?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Busy. It's been back to back to back. On a Saturday, I was just saying to you guys offline that just drove to past Geelong for
Yeah.
a photo shoot. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had a little launch event that I dragged you guys to as well. Shout out to
That was
MSF
sick.
Sports.
Yeah.
Very
MSF
random.
Pro
Yes.
Cards.
I love
random.
this.
Yes.
Like 8 o'clock, we're meant to shoot. She's like, yo, I'm around the corner. You guys
Literally
come,
around the
Literally
corner.
1 minute away.
Yeah.
Come
come over
network.
here, come
Yeah.
network.
Yeah.
Let's have
Networking
fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love it.
I just feel like you should seek every opportunity to be like, hey, these guys can
For
connect.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
kind
for
of how
sure.
my brain's
Yeah.
wired.
We've got a
I
number and
love
everything
that.
already now. Already chatting like, hey, what can we do with y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you'll see
I love it.
episode 1 through
Very
1.
exciting.
Come on.
Get episode 4. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
No.
But yeah, you had a good day today and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, been busy. Obviously, it's 2 weeks out till Ego, our largest inaugural event for the year. And we've been away for 2 years, you know. Spicy flu. For a hit.
Spicy
You know,
flu.
we don't want this to get censored or anything like that. So spicy flu.
Yeah.
Algorithm.
And it's been Yeah, it's been a minute. I think people are really, really excited. If you're part of the street culture community here in Melbourne, we just had Paran Summer Jam.
Yes.
It was a
killed
massive,
it.
massive street ball tournament. Did you guys get to make it down?
I did. I did in
On the
between a
Sunday.
wedding.
We just didn't see each other.
You know,
We saw
towards
you.
the end,
We
you
saw
were sitting
you.
right in front of us, I think, towards
Yeah.
the very end of the night.
Yeah.
But I think by
Wait,
the
also-
end, but I think by the end of the night,
It's easier for
maybe-
you to run into us than all of us to run into you.
What does that
Wait,
mean?
how?
Because you have to find a group of people, and we have to find this one person amongst everyone.
Yeah, but I'm on court side.
Yeah, good
Yeah, I
point.
saw
Josh,
her
we're there.
there.
We're there
Yeah, I
That's
saw her
about
too.
it. She's like, "Where's the guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's
Oh
how."
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's when
At
it
the
was
end,
that's when it was like, who's bound look at me now? How you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't even get in. Yeah, we weren't in yet. We're outside.
Oh,
And then towards the end,
hanging to the barbed wire, like the real
Watching
street.
from the outside.
to be honest, yeah, maybe it's because us, like, we slept on it a bit. Like, we didn't
Yeah,
realize just the
definitely.
scale that it was gonna. It was
All
on
of
this
that
year.
was
Like, it
on
just
that.
I
went
didn't
crazy
know
with it.
the-
We didn't
Because
realize-
last year we
The
rocked
split
up
was gonna
and we
be-
just walked onto
Yeah,
the
the
side.
Yeah,
game
yeah,
has
yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
The game's
Yeah.
changed, but
So-
shout
Which
out
is
to
fair.
That's the
shout
thing,
out
it's
to
a
AJ
shout out,
and
like-
Daniel.
Yeah.
Like all the guys that put that show on year on year, it gets bigger and better.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it
This is
kind of
wild.
just goes to show
It's great.
what's happening in Melbourne. It's brewing. It's
yeah.
been a long time coming. It was just so nice to kind of be out and see some familiar faces, watch a
Definitely.
bit of street ball.
Definitely.
The energy was fire.
It was there for
Next
sure.
year's gonna be amazing too. I can't wait to see what's gonna be like.
You're
Yeah.
playing next year, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
3-point contest, dunking.
Everything.
Hey,
Yeah.
Apparently.
Lord, no.
God forbid. We just watched this guy.
you didn't even watch Daniel though. That was
Yeah.
See, don't talk about me, boy.
Oh, you talking about? Just before you throwing shade like that.
What a waste of height.
I've
Honestly, I
openly
say
said
that
I'm not a
every time.
basketballer like that,
Yeah,
man.
nah, fair
Come
enough,
on,
bro.
swimming.
You should be, man.
I should have been. I definitely should have been. But that's not what we're talking about today, okay? Yes, Melbourne's businesswoman. You've been having a good time today, yeah? You did the shoot. What else has been going on in, like, you said this is 2 years coming. What has that 2 years been?
I've been busy though. I feel like we would have met. When did we connect? God, we're gonna have to throw it back.
2019.
So
sometime.
no,
Back.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, you just
Wait,
lied straight up.
No, it was.
Yes, you
No, it
lied.
was.
It was
You
in the
said you
pandemic.
lied.
No, it wasn't the pandemic.
That was the year before.
I promise you
the
it wasn't.
pandemic.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
me.
me
because
have a-
it's actually been long. That's why I say we look so
All right, we
broke.
need to
If someone
put,
runs
like,
back
we
the
need to
old
put that
episode,
episode up.
Oh,
No,
please,
definitely.
Find it. Find
How
it
do we
right
delete
now.
it?
It's like a image made
Episode
from paint.
12.
Only her.
Jollof rice. Who else do we have?
Daniel here, Chief Olasaji.
We got Mars Bar.
Yeah.
Awesome. We were super excited. We got an amazing guest. Exciting stuff. We've seen her all over social media and all that kind of stuff. And man, we're excited to get into it. So, no further ado,
Yeah.
got Melissa Yu.
Welcome.
Hi. Thanks so
Hello.
much for having me.
It is episode 12, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Episode 12.
Episode
and now
12.
we're at episode 130.
Yeah, I know.
130.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
130 today, man.
That's
crazy.
consistency, guys, right there. Discipline.
try.
Really
Yeah.
proud of you guys.
Thank
Amazing
you.
work.
It's actually starting to pay off like crazy. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we'll get into all of that.
Yeah.
obviously,
The
as
thing is though, you guys love it, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what this podcast has been so good
Yeah.
about because your energy, your passion for it, it's hard not to ignore.
Yeah.
And so now eventually it's just going to pop off.
It's
So
easy as well because
congrats.
it's just a forced 3 hours I spend with my best friends at Marwa every week.
Violence. This guy doesn't want peace.
Look at her side eye right now. So on that side.
Oh,
eye.
honestly,
To be
yeah.
rude. To be rude again.
Nah, you guys are actually kind of fun. Like, I like this.
Yeah, it's not bad. We
So,
good
wow,
people.
yeah, now we got Mel. as well.
Okay, it sounds so false, guys, but all right.
Yeah. So yeah, then 2 years.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I didn't
what have
answer
you been
your
up? Yeah, you
question.
definitely did.
I just said,
Do you
oh
know
my
how
God,
to do
amazing. It's my first time.
It was 2 years ago, though.
So it was
Wait, can I
2019.
just
2019.
appreciate like right now as well?
that
We will not be
2020?
throwing digs or
2 years
disses
ago.
or
If
like
we weren't
jokes like
actual
this. I mean,
homies.
like even imagine episode 12. If we compare how we were like communicating and
Talking,
talking
Yeah.
to you then and
now
now,
we're just homies. This is what I this
Yeah,
is
I
what I
loved
love
it.
about
Yeah.
it, right?
That's wild. What
that
are you
is
guys
just
doing,
energy.
bro?
We're trying to find the actual date. It says 2 years ago.
sometime. Yeah, it was 2019. It was 2019.
Okay, so it was pre-pandemic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Early.
effed up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
Like way before we were
Pandemic
even
A while
only
ago.
became a
formally
thing around episode 30 from memory. Because I was around March.
That was
Yeah.
towards the end of 2019.
Nah, so
Towards
you're
the
saying
end,
like I had a boyfriend and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You told
that
us
was-
about
yeah,
one
yeah,
episode.
Him as
We
well.
were
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gonna link
Oh,
and
man,
everything.
yeah.
Shout out to my ex.
Love it.
Okay. So What?
No, you guys.
This is a mess.
What's wrong with you guys?
This is a mess, but I hope the listeners are enjoying it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry,
No,
we're
it's
going
fine,
on
it's
a
fine,
few
it's
fine.
detours right now. We
with
just
that.
want to answer the bloody question.
Yes.
Okay, what have I been doing the last 2 years?
What,
So
or even besides, what have you been doing? What has that been for you? Because I think you were very
Yeah.
vocal about it on social media in terms of like just
Anti-vaxxer.
when you were down.
whoa.
Okay.
No,
Don't do her like
that's
that.
Bro,
Don't
this
do
is
her
big,
like
big
that.
MCO event.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
ego
Yeah,
here,
no,
right?
what?
conversation.
Very pro
Not
vaccinations.
so
But like, yeah, like you were
not
very
so
vocal in
much
terms of
anti-vax
how you
or
were feeling.
pro-vax. It was neither or. I
Yeah.
think
Pro-choice.
it's more about mandatory.
Yes.
You know, people should. It becomes a blurred line.
Yeah.
When people's choices are taken away from them, and it's a mandatory thing, and you literally don't have a freedom to go into a venue. Or
It's crazy, huh?
But it also wouldn't be that bad if everything wasn't so confusing
Yeah.
from our
That's
government,
true.
right?
The
same messages
Higher
coming
up.
out at
Government.
Exactly, you know, like for a moment there it was like a zero Victoria, and then that just kind of didn't work. So then they scrapped that. And even of recent, it's like, how were the lockdowns? Let's have a realistic conversation. Like, did they help? It's like, because now we've got 50,000
Yeah.
cases.
Oh, sorry?
You know,
Yeah, 50, yeah, it went up to 50, yeah.
something thousand
Insane.
cases.
53, yeah.
And I totally, for those listening, like, don't get me wrong, I totally appreciate that potentially the vaccine did its job and people aren't getting inundated in hospitals. But yeah, I think a very serious conversation to be had. And I just felt at the time that there were a lot of people that didn't have the voice or were vocal enough or had the courage to speak out. And so I did contribute or play my part to just have those conversations, but mature and polite enough conversations where it's like, I want to hear, it's a healthy debate.
Yeah.
You know, as adults, we should be able to listen without judgment for another person's point of view and appreciate that someone else's experience, someone else's lived experience could be completely different from your own, and there's no right or wrong. You're actually both just having a conversation from, you know, where you see the world.
We were saying this literally just today at a shoot we did for another podcast. Shout out
Talking
Trophies.
He didn't forget. It's been a long. Me and this guy have been up since like
Yeah, it's
6
been a
a.m.
long- it's been a long day.
So it's just a normal day for Mel Yu.
Fair. All right, bro. Like,
Right.
we literally were like, wouldn't we rather have differences settled within a conversation as opposed to another medium or another way? If it's
Yeah,
physical
exactly.
or political, wouldn't you rather just have a
Just chit-chat,
disagreement
bro.
within a conversation and figure that out there? In that, you know what I mean? Like, but people are so scared of that. You know, they're scared to get the opposition or scared to feel challenged. It's like, what does that mean? Would you rather be challenged in a fist fight or what? Like,
And the whole purpose of social media is just that, right? Social. Like, it's about having those social conversations. And especially for someone like me, it's my platform, it's my audience, it's my community. What I want to do with that platform is on me.
Yeah.
And if you disagree and if you're okay to have a healthy conversation around it, DM me,
cool. Yeah.
which is I'm huge on obviously the screenshots or like showing people what I was receiving and the conversations that we were having. And my thing was when it becomes with any argument, not even just about what's happened recently, but with any argument, the moment that you throw name calling, like shade,
You lose
or
all credibility.
You lose credibility,
Yeah,
right? I
for
just
sure.
feel like it's like, okay, well then now you've just
You're not
completely
listening.
invalidated your point.
Yeah.
it's the equivalent of doing whatever. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Having a tantrum,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, but I also understand when people are like, check your sources,
Yeah.
fact check
Sure.
this, and it's like, but show us those articles. If it's from Daily Mail, I'm not sure about that.
100%. That's the other thing. It's like the news is also got its own agenda on both ends. Like, that's the thing. I feel like I sit middle on almost everything. And I think majority of people sit middle. It's just on social media, everything looks either
has
really
to be
this way
polarized,
or really this way. And you feel like, whoa, this is madness. But then when you really talk to people in person, I haven't really met many. Like, there's people that are very, very pro-vax that I've talked to, very, very anti-vax. I sit around similar to you. I think most of us do. But it's like you have a chat and no one's like, oh my God, you're actually crazy for not thinking it should be mandated. Like, most people are like, yeah, I get what you're
Or they're like, yo, what? Did you really decide to connect to 5G, bro? Like, you don't understand what's going on?
yeah.
Or
That's
that.
the problem. Social media is just loud. Like it's super
Louder
loud.
than- yeah, that is
for
insanely.
no reason.
Yeah.
But
For no
everyone's
reason
getting
at
their
all.
news from there, so
Yeah.
it's just like really important that you do kind of challenge
Yeah.
people's opinions,
Do your own
own
research.
research, formulate your own opinions. The thing about opinions is every single person has one,
Yep.
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, well, it's just an opinion. Where are you going to get yours from? Where do you feel like it's going to align with your values and who you are?
Yeah.
The do your own research is so funny though. Sorry, right? Because obviously we, in uni setting we actually do our research, peer reviewed articles, all that kind of stuff, using Google Scholar, etc., etc. You tell someone do your own research and they're literally just doing a Google search and whatever pops up. Like, because Google can give you the answer to whatever you want to search up.
Yeah.
And that's what people do when it comes to do your own research.
But that's not that bad though.
Huh?
That's not too bad.
Bro,
So
I'm saying if you really talking about do your research to prove this
So
thing,
you're
like you're meant to
saying go into-
look at the method of the study. You know what I mean?
Ah, damn, but you
see
gotta
what the
deal with it.
discussion was. Is this yours? This is
Where did
yours.
my water go?
Where did you?
That is so random. Oh no. I was trying to get it anyway.
If you want to
So you want us to read a full journal article?
I'm saying like to get the actual conclusions of something. That's what it comes down to. Yeah,
You'll
because
find what you're looking for.
if you want to just prove your point as opposed to do research and actually get to a point, you can prove your point with Google easily by searching up, can cows survive on the moon? Someone has put up something on Google about
Done a
cows
study.
surviving on the moon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And that's where humility comes in, where you kind of go, hey, maybe I got it wrong. You know, it's okay. Like, maybe I can change my opinion. And it doesn't mean you're a sheep. It doesn't mean anything. It's just like, hey, I got new evidence. I got new facts. And now I'm potentially open to looking at it this way.
How was that? Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say it's almost like people are scared to admit that they're wrong.
They're wrong
Oh,
for sure.
You know, it's-
Absolutely.
But it's like in an argument, it's like you're wrong, but you still continue.
Keep going anyway.
But it also
Yeah.
comes from an element of the other side. So it's like, if I say I'm wrong, now there's someone that's going to go, but you said, and it's like, you've got to be able to admit you're wrong, and other people have got to be able to admit, like, or not, just allow you to
Allow
change your
it,
mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
For sure.
and not even hold it like
Hold
I was
it
that.
gonna say
against
the
you.
platform has to be open in terms of, you gotta admit that you're wrong. I'll accept that, and I'm here that I'm educating you
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than, you're wrong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it goes both ways.
Yeah,
Aside from all that, though, in terms of
Look, I have been busy.
Space.
You know,
Yeah.
I have been busy. I'm over talking about, a life pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, but it seems to be the fork in the road for many of us. Essentially, I think when I would have jumped on this podcast, it's like I was running an events business. And so events, in-person events, we never had anything that was virtual or on Zoom. And so as the pandemic hit, we literally went from clients to 0 clients. My business shut overnight.
Crazy.
March 24th, I'll not forget it. Because everyone was like, okay, well then everything gets pulled under you. And so for a business talking about cash flow, having, clients, business relationships, all of that was put on hold and you really couldn't do anything about it. And so the ability to be able to then pivot was absolutely necessary for those real, I think, true bred entrepreneurs where you have to find a solution, like you have to become really solution focused. So we did move into the virtual world. We started doing, by we I mean I started doing these personal development seminars, masterminds, and I was like, okay, well, my mental health psychology background, everyone needed it. It just happened to be the perfect timing where people were no longer distracted by work, gym, going out. Everything was like within home.
Sure.
And so people were like, for the first time, I think, having these self-awareness conversations, being like, who am I? When all the noise kind of settles, you're forced to face some really harsh questions about what your purpose is, why you're here. And I was able to support those people going through those times, realizing, hey, they might not actually be in a happy relationship, or like they might not actually like who they are, or they're looking for a career change. There was so much of those conversations happening, and we were able to provide virtual on Zoom as everything else was, but these masterclasses or these seminars. And then very quickly, looking at that in the event space, I was like, I could start probably coaching people. And so this is where the coaching and consultancy arm of the business just grew. Like I always knew I wanted to coach clients in personal development and business, but I don't think I was ever ready, quote unquote, or like I had the skill set. It was always like, who am I to start telling people how to live their life? Like,
or even the time to even do that because you're doing
I
events,
never had
physical
time.
events everywhere
Yeah,
else.
you're right. And then I was like, okay, well, let's have a look at what those services look like. I am someone that lives and breathes what I preach. So I went and got my own personal development coaches and business coaches going, hey, I think I want to start coaching. And Tim Spears, shout out to Tim Spears Coaching, who got me started in the coaching world. And I put out my services literally as an Instagram post. And my community is so loyal that people just started putting their hand up, and I'm very, very blessed. Like coming out of the pandemic to be able to then basically have a very full-fledged business outside of events. It got me through a lot, and so it's been busy. And then now that when restrictions ease and stuff, that side didn't get quieter. So then events started picking back up. We decided to launch Ego Expo again in a time that was had so much uncertainty. Like if you look at the event space, we're one of the first ones to kind of hit the ground running. Grand Prix got postponed, like all the spring racing carnival, everything's been a real risk. And so no one's really wanted to take that on.
Just cancelling everything,
Yeah, but I think if we were always to live in fear and to go, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for the market to be more certain. The reality is we never know what's going to happen. Yeah. And so we face the real reality of going, okay, well, can the business take a hit and take a loss if there was a snap lockdown? Will I mentally and emotionally be able to prepare for that? Talk to the team about it, talk to my mentors about it, and we're like, we can do it, we can go for it. So we went for it, and now it's 2 weeks away, and there's every possible chance that there might randomly be a snap lockdown, or if you just look at the Australian Open in 2022, they went to 50% restrictions, basically overnight. And so it is a very volatile industry right now. There's no way to go around that, but I think you kind of just got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Which you ran as well, pretty much, the Australian Open on the whole thing.
Whoa. I was an area manager. I've been with the Australian Open for a couple of years. But it's a massive company. That is it's a Grand Slam, a world Grand Slam.
I forget that we have that kind of
it's like one of four.
Grand Prix, like the Australian Open, there's some massive events to be a part of. But that being said, it's like, yes, I assisted in running it, but we do have 3,000 employees, and amongst that, at least 1,000 of them are managers. So
don't you just love the shots that Mel was getting, like the photos, the in motion shots, business conversation,
doing her thing,
doing her thing.
Just running it back, sorry, to the coaching. I
wanted to run that back.
Yeah, I know there's people listening that probably want to be coached by you and everything. What's the process with that right now, since everything else has picked up?
Yeah, so I'm still taking on clients. I have a thing where I want to get to know a client, and a client should get to know me. So I do offer 30-minute free consultations as well, just to get a taste of what coaching feels like. I think in America, the coaching world is huge because in American culture, everyone's got like a PT, they've got a fitness coach, holistic coach, wellness coach, nutrition. Like they're pretty good with like seeking help and getting that support. In Australian culture, I feel like when people go, it's like, I'm like, hey, I do one-on-one coaching. They're like a sport? It's like, well, not really, but it's way more important than that. And a lot of people also ask if it's like I do business coaching or personal development coaching. And I call myself a growth coach. So I say wherever it is that you want to improve in your life, I can help you grow that. And so people come to me for lots of different things, relationships, self-esteem, self-worth, and also business and strategy. And I think I've got a very diverse skill set.
As well as the connections you got too. If you don't have the answer, you can find the resources that can help out.
100%,
Is that the same as mentorship, or would you say that's
So the difference, it is slightly different. So when it's a good way to explain. So people think counseling, mentorship, coaching, they're all very similar, but they're also different in their like specialties. So counseling is someone that normally, counseling or therapy is someone that will probably try and assist you and help you process your trauma in your past. Mentoring is someone that will help you point the direction and guide you to where you want to go, but they're not actively invested in your life. They're a mentor. Most mentors you'll find are free. People will give free mentorship. If you find a good senior person that's just got a bit of time, retired or something, that can guide you and point you in the right direction, that's mentorship. Coaching is quite intensive, and I say like my clients, I'm in their ringside corner, and I have the towel with them and I'm hitting the punches with them essentially. It's very, very hands-on. At the same time, my coaching style, I definitely don't baby anyone or sugarcoat anything. There's a lot of hard truths, but coaching I think is a lot more strategy and also like setting goals and moving forward. So as much as with my counseling background, so my first 2 sessions, I offer a 10-week program. My first 2 sessions normally is unpacking the past and like what you've gone through, because if you don't process and make peace with your past, you can't even be in the present 100%. And it's going to show up in your future.
Of course.
So once we kind of process that, unpack that, then it's very much a forward-thinking process, and it's like I get you to where you need to go. And having a coach, just like a PT, it's about accountability. So you will have someone that will call you out on your shit if you don't come in, week out, and you haven't done the things that we've agreed on. You're just selling yourself short.
For sure. Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
I was dope to see. I think there was someone like international somewhere that
there
following
was
you for a hot minute. A girl,
was it Pakistan or Afghanistan or something?
Yeah,
that was really cool. Yeah,
I was like, that's crazy, man. Like the reach that you just don't even know.
International.
That's going on. Like someone is actually being influenced by what you're doing here, and you think, you know, I don't know if
You're
you
just
actually,
doing your
let me
thing.
not so like say that you're not doing international. You might be. That
I
might,
am. So I do
yeah.
have clients from USA. I think that's the beauty of social media, isn't it? That we are now in this world where you're tapped in globally.
Yeah.
No longer do you do business with just local and like, you know, back in the heyday where you could only like know about your main street down the, you know, down the road or like your neighbors. Now you can literally do business on your phone, on your laptop. It very
Anytime.
much is like that. Once you tap in with hotspot Wi-Fi, you're good to
You're
go.
good, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like we are unlimited in our potential now.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, Pakistan, China, USA.
Wow.
It's very, very crazy to kind of think when you're just speaking your truth though, people that resonate will hear you.
Yeah.
China? How in the world did you?
Are you allowed to talk?
How'd you get in there?
Like, it was
Yeah,
all-
true.
I got
Maybe
connections
she's
there.
from Hong Kong because Hong Kong's like that little bubble.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because they don't really care about Instagram. They're all about
That's what I'm
WeChat.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
WeChat over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yo, we were
That's crazy.
obviously, yeah. You've been. Oh, sorry. You've been busy doing all sorts of things. You know, what I mean, shout out to even PB's Pizza Bar, PJ's Pizza Bar,
PB's Pizza Bar.
PB's. Yeah,
We can shout out PB's Pizza Bar.
We need to pull up there sometime. Yeah.
because like you were just you were doing a bunch of like just
I
even
love that
just
that's even
different
the
things.
reach. Shout out to my ex. That's also my other ex.
Oh,
I was
we'll-
actually
we'll
just gonna
have
be like, hey,
that
maybe
conversation.
let's
Oh.
not. Yeah.
well.
No, it's okay. PB's Pizza Bar in St Kilda. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone listening, they should go and support because
Yeah.
it's all about love, supporting small business and hospitality.
Yeah,
You
for
were
sure.
really just plugging in like us. What I found dope in terms of what you're doing during that just time when like everything's gone like crazy, like whatever you're tapped into, you're doing it to the fullest. Like you're fully there.
Yeah.
But you're one of those people in general where it's like whatever you're doing, you seem to be.
I give it
You're
100%,
committed,
yeah.
right? 100% of what I do, my time, I'm invested. Even something like this, you know, it's like, yeah, of course, if I can do it, if I have the ability to give, I will give. And I think if you operate like that, you will go somewhere because people will respect it. You will always have people's respect. And I think without respect, you can't really get those opportunities. So I've always just led with that, led with kindness. And I'm very transparent. If I can't deliver what I say I'm going to deliver, I might as well not do it. Because I do want to give 100% to everything that I give my attention to.
That's what I love Mel's Insta stories. Like you don't know what you're going to see.
Yeah, legit.
Sometimes you can't
Every
say
day is
anything 'cause
something
of the phone.
different.
Hey guys, I'm moving from a Samsung.
I'm not happy with it because I'm a Samsung
You also
guy.
don't know what you can message Mel because it might end up on
On the
his
story. A nice screenshot.
I sent you that message after which you didn't reply to, but I sent you that message after the VIP.
I'm meaning to
I was
screenshot
like,
it and post
yeah,
it.
I was like, yeah, she's gonna
I'm
screenshot
totally
this.
going to do that, 100%, but I've just
love
had a
it, I love
backlog
it.
of content.
Yeah.
But no, 100%. And I think, so someone said the other day, we were out, and it was so funny because it was like when you go to watch Mel's Instagram story, when you see it coming up, you almost have to like take a breath.
You might be a
Legit,
victim.
no,
You might be a victim.
And that's the thing, like, I'm very much what you see on my Instagram.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think I'm one of those people where people are always like, she's actually like that in real life.
Yeah, it's the same, the exact
actually,
Very,
same.
very genuine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very authentic. I think it's just always easier
Authentic,
to be you though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's then there's no act. You don't even have to
Definitely.
try.
And you won't get caught slipping.
When
as
you're
well.
just
Exactly.
100%. Because I'm proud. Like, there's another thing where if you're going to send an email or a text, it's like always think about what if this was then
Gets
blown up
out,
on a
yeah.
billboard? Would you be proud of the words that you
That's
say?
true.
Very true.
That is very true.
I should
Very
take
true.
back the emails I sent today.
I might take back the text. I sent.
Whoopsies. All right.
Podcast going there.
Yeah.
Look, podcasts, I have been very honest. I think there's a lot of people waiting for me to deliver new content. The reality is I am only one person, one woman, one show at the time.
That is
I
true.
would love to pick things back up. For those that haven't heard, The Authentic Me was a COVID project.
Yeah.
I did have time to, build that up. But as you guys know, that consistency and delivering content, one episode is like 3 hours. You've got your editing, you've got lining up the guests and booking, getting it live, writing the show notes, like perfectionist over here. And so as soon as things kind of open up, so I think my last episode probably was November, end of November, because then things started opening up here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And my attention then has to go to my paying clients.
Of course.
Yeah.
They pay top dollar for me
Definitely.
and my time. And as much as I would love to give free content out, which I believe I do through my stories and through my posts, And yeah, so at the moment it's at a standstill, but as soon as I do get those windows of opportunity, I will 100% pick them up.
I mean, you do seasons though as well anyway.
Yeah,
so
and I
it's
think-
kind of nice.
You can get away
That's
with
kinda
it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think like the community that I have that do listen to my podcasts, they'll be there when I
When
come
you
back.
drop, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
For sure.
so again, like shout out to my community that have been following me for like 8+ years. There's
Yeah.
some really, really loyal
That's
ones
incredible.
there. Just the other day, Sarah Questro, just want to shout out to her. She bought tickets for Ego, but she can't even make it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just to like show support and love. But I was like, you're wasting that capacity limit. But no.
Hey,
Like
do you have a
that,
capacity limit? Sorry. Do you have a capacity?
let's not talk about
This guy's doing business in that one.
No, because I was actually trying to figure out because people are like, is it
Look,
still for sale?
Yeah, tickets are
Still
always
for
for sale. There's even tickets at the door.
Even
but
after
we
the
do-
event, just give money anyway, bro.
we do encourage
true.
early bird sales to,
Yeah.
relieve my anxiety.
Yeah.
And they're cheaper online.
Yeah.
Obviously, as soon as you get to a door ticket sale, see, people don't understand. It's like the moment that I get to a door sale, it means I have to pay ticketing girls. It means I have to pay scanning QR codes. It means I have to pay for
That's
Square,
true.
my FPOS facilities.
Yeah.
There's actually that much more expenses, which is the reason why door
price
sales
is
are
up.
going to be going
Yeah.
up.
Right.
'Cause we
Makes
have to
sense.
cover
I
our
actually
costs.
never thought of that.
Thank you for explaining
No
that.
one ever really thinks about
Yeah,
the
I've
back
always
end.
thought it's like, oh, well,
You guys
now
want
if you want to get in last minute, pay some more.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Well, it
That's
is.
true.
Yeah.
It's not true, but it's
It
also
is.
because we have to then
Yeah,
provide the
because
resources.
yeah,
of
no,
it.
makes sense.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
No, oh, you, bro.
That what?
Where are you going with this?
I was gonna
Yeah.
go talk about Ego for a bit.
Before you go.
Okay.
Yo, the VIP night was crazy.
Yeah.
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 So
That
what
was
did we
great
think?
night.
That was
Yeah,
very
what did we
nice.
think?
Quickly,
Yo.
just explain to them
love
what
it.
the whole
Let's
night
go
was
to
about.
VIP industry night.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
What is up?
That was a good night.
That
That
was
was Thursday night. Okay, for one. Let's just start off with that. All right.
I feel like Daniel doesn't realize nightlife starts on Thursdays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually
No,
does.
Because
that's
everyone,
not,
people
that's
were
not what
out.
I'm saying.
People were out.
But the people that turned up and showed up on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
That's not where I'm going with this. I'm just saying, we all know everyone's got their commitments and
Yeah,
responsibilities
full-time jobs.
tomorrow on the Friday, right? Mel's doing a VIP Ego Expo launch night.
Industry night.
We're there. Industry.
Bro, we were
In the
there.
title?
In my head, I went, we do industry things?
We're in the industry.
Yeah. Whoa. We get the cool bet. 7 to 10 was the time.
Yep.
We left at 10, bro. That
Now
was
we
You didn't leave. You snuck out. At 10.
we had fun.
We
after
had to
10.
catch her at the door just to say bye because she was leaving. She was out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said goodbye. You're like, are you leaving too? I'm like, yeah.
leaving for the deep floor.
12 o'clock or 12:30 we ended
Yeah.
up dipping. or
I don't
something
know.
like that. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
We had
There was no one left from Ego.
Yeah,
like-
I know a couple people.
It was a
handful.
lot.
No, there was quite. No, there was
Just a
actually quite a
handful. There was-
few.
yeah.
I love that.
Because
It
like,
was.
shout out to the networking that was happening. I think that's why
Incredible.
I loved the night so
Incredible.
much. Like the funniest part is how much you pushed it. Like,
Yeah, during the speech as
It's-
well.
I'm so,
like
a
you're
mother.
pushing everyone.
Yeah,
network,
yeah.
It would be
network,
awkward.
network. But like, it was so worth it. Like,
Yeah.
it was so much worth that came after that. People that I even like had linked up with like previously. Shout out Kish. Like, shout out,
Kish
people,
Fish.
people that like.
You don't follow me, by the way.
On
He's about to now. He's about to.
You came to my party and you don't follow me. I see you. I see you.
He's about to hit you up.
Free the homie. But like, yeah, I met him maybe I think it was a year and a half ago, something like that. Never spoken after that. Get to like he's been doing his thing, obviously connecting at Ego again, and it's like, yo, we actually need to make something happen, make something work. There's so much that he's done in the space of time that we've done as well that it makes sense right now, and so many people in general.
Yeah.
People that were meant to be on ages ago that like have to keep canceling. We were like, finally, hey, we caught you in person.
In person.
No
Lock in a
excuse.
date right now before we finish this
we
drink.
booked the
I
day.
love no, sir, play your phone.
Love that calendar invite right now.
Oh my!
I
days,
love being in a
but-
room where it's like I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's on the same.
But it's
Everyone's
the
on the
energy,
same
right?
page,
yeah.
That
But it's like-
like-minded
yeah.
energy.
I was gonna say, like, when you meet people, is that conversations you have in terms of like, oh, I want you to network with some of the people that I know, because literally, like
I mean, that's
Daniel
what
was
happened just
saying,
before this.
yeah, no, like during your speech as well, you were just like, guys, you're here to network. That's what this event is. If someone comes to you and says hello, say hello back, have a conversation, and literally everyone that we went to, I was just like, this is incredible. Like,
The
it's
thing is,
actually
once
incredible.
You break that cliquey
Yeah.
environment, and I've seen it. I run events, right? So
No.
I'm very interested in no, but I
So good.
MCO events. If you ever need an event management company, I
Let's
got you.
go.
Yeah.
But I events is about human connection. And so I start seeing patterns in human behavior very frequently. And the moment that people walk in, they obviously have their friend, they get comfortable, they literally gravitate towards certain spaces. And the moment that I see that, I'm like, nah, gotta stop. You gotta break the ice. So icebreaker activities, as corny as they are, like I implement them in a really fun way so that people actually start getting out of their comfort zone a little bit. And I think for that, setting the tone as the leader and as the driver behind this event, I know what you guys want, and it's like just sometimes we just need a little incentive to be like, hey, go out there and like say hi. Because from that moment, the amount of feedback that I got was like, you know, it was the moment that I walked in was a bit intimidating. And it can be when you go into a room full of people that are dressed up, dolled up. And you don't want to rock up and just be like, oh, hi, I'm going to randomly go into this conversation. But once you actually do that, people are so welcoming and receptive. Like you four might come in like as a, you know, band, you know, poster child over here. But like I know you guys, you would let people in.
I think that was actually one thing
we split the whole night.
I was proud of us. We didn't spend very much time with each other.
We were split.
Everyone was separate, and we'd see someone talking to the other person, then handball them out. You talk to them now. I'm going somewhere else. That kind of thing.
I literally looked at him and said, "Hey, go away, bro. You too, go away."
Swap contacts.
For sure.
If you just connect with someone just on Instagram. Instagram, I feel like is a business card these days. You
Oh,
don't need a physical card anymore. But it's like, hey, let's swap Instagrams. Look, it's not the environment to have a D&M. It's not the environment to kind of go deep on each other's stories and whatnot. But then once you start following them, see their stories, you start building these genuine, real relationships online that then get taken offline. And so Ego is that bridgeway for both. We get to do in-person events and we get to connect people on a face-to-face platform. But the value is actually online, and the value is actually long after the event. I want you guys to connect at the event, but I want you guys to make lifetime relationships and business opportunities and whatnot way after. And I don't need any credibility or anything like that, like kudos for it. Just go out there and do it. We're one connection away from you achieving something that you never thought was possible.
Today is proof of that.
Literally. Honestly.
I can't even wait for this.
Like
you guys swap numbers.
We did. Don't worry.
I got it.
No, like we know how to do this now.
Literally said, we're best friends now. I don't know what to say. I was gonna ask. Obviously now, since you've seen the impact of what you just did, do you plan to do this a lot more often?
Do, bro. You just came in for the
ride. So this is the first time we're getting invited.
So we need to start showing up to more things.
This is our first one.
Wow, with this guy.
So every year Ego Expo happens, we do an industry party, a launch night. Again, the purpose of that is so that by the time you get to the expo, there's familiar faces. You've broken the ice already a bit. You can say hi to at least a handful of people. The expo, don't get me wrong, is a completely different environment. There's no open bar for one.
No way.
There's no looking.
We still want to go, guys?
There's no open bar, but there is booze. There is definitely booze there. I do see a few Alizé bottles in booths, which is not what I have approved.
That's a different kind of booth. Go on.
But it's a different environment. And what happens at Ego, we're open 10 till 7, 2 days, 2 full days. What that kind of achieves when you come down for 2 days. One day, you'll get a bunch of network and like it'll be interesting, but 2 days you become family.
For sure.
So true.
For sure.
It's really true. Like what I see is the first day everyone's a little bit nervous. They're setting up their stalls, everything like that, showcasing things. But then Sunday morning rolls around, people are like hugging people. And you're like,
sick.
Did you guys just meet? You know, people are like, do you want a coffee? I'm like, you know, and that's the beauty of it.
Literally, you have people walking past the stores. Hey, do you want, I'll get you on.
Exactly. And that's like, that's invaluable. There's no price you can pay on that. There's no money. There's no nothing that you could buy for a true friendship.
For sure.
Wow, that's amazing. Can you talk about the lead up to Ego Expo, like, you know, the crazy things that's been going on right now? Because we spoke about it before. You're like, there's so much that needs to be done.
There's so many moving pieces. I'll recap a little bit, obviously, on like what the platform's about. We want to celebrate and unite street culture at the bottom line. And when I first started the event, it was purely streetwear. And how I started that was I had a lot of homies, a lot of friends that were starting up their brands, getting entrepreneurial, but warehousing from home and warehousing from their garages. And so there's no real opportunity for these up and coming independent labels to meet their customers face to face and also get an opportunity for brand awareness. So people are very tactile. They like to touch, see and feel, especially a brand that they don't trust.
Definitely.
Obviously with Nike, Adidas, you know the quality, so you shop online. But if you're seeing a new brand kind of just pop up on Instagram, not really going to work unless they've kind of like had a face-to-face experience with that brand. So that was like at the core of what it was. We started selling booths and brands and to bring people together in like essentially a marketplace. And then very quickly basketballers came on and was like, hey, we want to do 3-on-3. It's street culture. I was like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. And then these street artists came along and was like, hey, we want to do live art and we want to do murals. I was like, that makes sense. Come through. And then food trucks was like a no-brainer.
Shout out to Vola.
You need that.
Vola Foods. Yes.
Shout out. She's a queen. I'm so excited to have her there. And then barbers, and it was like, okay, well, that makes sense. Fresh fades. And then tattooers, it was like, yeah, that makes sense. And so very quickly,
definitely getting a fade on that day. Maybe a tattoo as well.
You know what I mean? Very quickly, we've got you sorted.
That's amazing.
Music artists, hip hop artists, everything. We were like, okay, well, there's a platform for everyone. And now Urban List calls us the melting pot of street culture, and it very much is that. And so what that means, to answer your question, is it's like 5 events within an event. And so
That's true.
it becomes a lot of moving parts.
Borderline festival.
It is. It's a celebration. It is a festival. Maybe eventually it will become that. It might change its name or whatnot. But we've got talk panels. We've got industry experts. If you are even just thinking about being entrepreneurial, regardless whether it's fashion, photography, videography, arts, whatever it may be, there's someone there that you need to meet. There's someone there that's going to...
I was actually going to ask, how does someone become a part of that as well? Because we had people, they know that we're part of this now, you know, doing what you're doing a little bit. And they actually want to jump on board. So they're messaging us saying, hey, how do we also do something
So
at
you were
Ego?
meant to bridge that connection back to me, which...
well, we failed. How, Daniel?
Don't look at me.
Nah, what even? You literally said, try again next year.
Huh? What does he mean? But you know what's actually kind of sick? There was a bunch of people that I was like, or even like in the food, because I was actually trying to get you to even suss out Vola as well. And then next thing you know, it's happening. I was like, oh, bet. Like this is no, I haven't messaged you or anything like that. But I was like, we've been down with supported, but like she's actually dope. Like we've done,
She gave us
videos and all that.
Cooked
it up very well. That's how some went.
So like, these guys went for free food one time.
Nah, that was all Daddy who hooked it up, though.
But like in our mind, it's like, yo, this, this person will be dope for this. This will be dope for this. Next thing I know,
everyone's already.
You're already,
You've already got them lined up.
I'm like, so you're also tapped in, just sussing out what's going on, or they're reaching out, but it's like this is now becoming that hub that like this is where you got to go. To start, especially at the start of the year too, that's even better as well. Like it just kicks it off crazy.
100%.
Yeah, it really sets the tone. Hey?
So they can just go to you directly and say, "Hey, I want to do this."
Essentially, hopefully not me directly.
Too busy for that.
I was gonna say,
not in that sense. I think I'm always contactable. I'm very accessible. That's the thing with me. Like I bend over.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Sorry, we'll keep this
They're
PG.
never favorite one. Oh man.
All right, so this can't go on YouTube Kids anymore, but it's all right. Normal YouTube's fine.
Adults only.
Podcast gone sexual. What is happening?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I took that out. But I'm very, approachable and things like that. But at the same time, I was a startup, and at the same time, I'm trying to scale and delegate.
Right.
And so the number one thing most successful entrepreneurs will say is that you got to stop
doing
taking everything
Yeah.
yourself.
That's true.
When I first started, I was a marketer, I was head of sales, I was HR, I was accounts.
Wow.
But you have to be at the start.
You have to.
Yeah.
I think you have to, and I think I'm really blessed to then kind of at least have a basic understanding for
every
everything,
aspect.
but then very quickly realizing what my strong points were and what wasn't. I'm very much relationship building, sponsorships, partnerships, things like that. And then I delegated very quickly accounts, anything to do with numbers. Probably not my jam. Not it doesn't come natural to me. Marketing, data, understanding our consumer behavior, things like that just wasn't, just went over my head. But I very quickly was like, okay, I have to build a team. I have to go out there and do it. So if you want to be involved in Ego, if it interests you, if it's something that's on your goals in 2023, 2024, whenever it is, we'll be here. Check out our website, like put an inquiry in, DM us on the page. Either we'll find you anyway, which is what you were saying, Daniel. We've got talent like scouts. Liv, our project manager, literally all she does is follow and connect with fashion brands that are up and coming.
That's awesome.
New brands are coming up, let's be honest. Every month.
Sure.
They're popping up. And some go, some stay, some outlast others, and some people it's their first business and they move on to other things. But we'll always be there for that entrepreneurial, creative energy.
I'm definitely performing next year.
Oh.
Did he just what is
What?
what is going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what?
So he's
hit up Liv about that.
He's playing basketball.
Yeah, I know.
And now he's performing.
I'm very talented.
No, I'd love to see you three do the 3-on-3.
What? Yeah.
Well, actually, all right, we'll play.
We'll do an all-stars
If
game.
you if you find another crew, right? Not ballers,
Yeah,
but like another crew,
Family ballers.
yeah, that 3 people that are down, we will play them.
I don't know if anyone wants to see that.
That's all right. We'll do it after
Nah,
hours.
look, Daniel.
Watch this.
Daniel is the center. He's the point guard.
Yeah.
It's game over, man.
And
He's got the hype, but
It's
he ain't
game
got
he
the
can't
skill.
shoot yet.
Nah.
He can't.
he can get rebounds.
Daniel can dunk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
To me, very
Only one dunk, and then
No
he
pressure.
maybe.
Come down to Ego Expo. You'll see
Sorry,
the
yo.
Disruption Entertainment.
Yeah, might have to do a little
Hey,
something.
let's actually do it.
We're gonna be humbled.
3
so
on
bad.
3.
I'm
Just
sticking
one
to
game.
this-
Just
Sticking
one
to this multimedia partnership. Thank you very much. I'm gonna stick
So
with
back
that.
to you guys though, throwing it back. Are you
Come
guys
on.
excited? Like
very.
Super.
live
Like-
Super
broadcast.
keen.
Actually, I was actually saying to this guy this morning, like, make sure we don't F it up.
No, honestly.
like, but it's an excitement. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't wait for Mel to unfollow all of us if we flopped. Like if we fumbled, it's like look.
You're not coming back again.
I wasted a whole booth on this.
Man, we tried.
Please.
I just feel like you guys are gonna get so distracted. I'll be like, hey,
No,
guys,
honestly.
Okay.
recording.
Honestly.
One's
I
at
mean,
the
we're getting
food truck.
Yeah.
One's playing
This guy
basketball.
might-
This guy's a food
One's
truck.
getting a barber cut. One's getting tattooed.
I am definitely probably going to get a cut.
He's never getting a
I'm not
tattoo.
getting a cut.
Oh, well, clearly.
He's never getting a tattoo. I
Nah,
can
we're
see
coming.
it.
Actually,
With all, we're so excited. That's why we're talking to you about getting that whole list thing going on. Like we're trying to get that schedule going on and
Yeah,
like
well,
really
yeah.
lock this.
Yeah,
in.
even like we're really trying to get clothes from all the brands beforehand.
Already-
No,
Really trying to get close to all the brands.
to wear on camera to rock it to
Yeah,
shout them
yeah,
out.
yeah.
all that
Straight,
kind of stuff,
this is
yeah.
how crazy. This is what you don't realize that your VIP night is probably doing and all this kind of stuff. You did the weed, bro.
Yeah, weed board.
Weed board. Tried it.
You're dumb.
Got close enough.
Weed,
Guys'
bro.
house. Was that the guy's house
Yeah,
today?
yeah, it was good.
Did the runway? You know, I bought one of the jumpers literally the next day. I'm like, I'm rocking this at Ego.
Nah, that stuff is mad. Yeah.
The stuff
like,
is
this is
dope.
actually
How
happening.
nostalgic
Dope.
was his line?
Very
right?
was
Like,
so
it was
nice.
like,
I was like, yeah, I'm actually.
That was
I'm,
mad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock this for
you're
one of
gonna
the
end
days
up
at least.
broke at Ego if you do that to
Yeah.
every label. Just
Yeah.
saying,
Nah, support the home team. You know. What I mean?
you know.
Full of holla at me. I don't know. Someone sponsor me.
That's awesome.
But like that's the
Thank
power
you
of
for
that.
that. Thank you
Yeah.
for supporting
Like-
independent
Yeah.
businesses.
Like this is
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
because we were even talking to someone today and was like, I'm not even someone. We're talking to Lydia today, and this guy was like talking about like, yeah, maybe we should get this clothes, get this clothes, and Lydia's like, no, maybe like let's just actually just
Rock local.
'cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a part of this whole
Yep.
expo vibe, this whole
That's really
everyone
cool.
together vibe.
Promote
Just put it on like
and
that.
support, yeah.
Because you know Lydia's got her homie Senpai.
Yeah.
Senpai Juice has got
Cool
a
dude,
label.
man.
Gee, man.
Yeah.
We met him that night as
Yeah.
well, so that was
Everyone-
good. Yeah.
Like it's once you just put everyone kind of under that one roof.
Yeah, yeah.
People, it's like what is it? 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone kind of knows everyone.
Exactly.
Let 6 happen.
How much
Is
was
7
it?
or 6?
It's
Six.
7.
It's
Oh, yeah,
6.
told you
Oh, is it
guys.
6?
6
Yeah.
degrees.
Definitely thought it was 7.
No, it's definitely 7.
No, it's 6.
7
Someone
separation.
find that
Someone in
Seven.
the comments just figure it out for
Oh,
us.
maybe-
Yeah, let
Figure
me
it out.
quickly.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, I think
You might be
it
right,
makes
you
sense.
might be
You know what's
How about
crazy?
you just tried to
I
challenge
worked
Mel
out my
Yu?
6 degrees to Kim Kardashian, but I'll say it all.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
No, actually, yeah.
6 degrees.
7. Who the hell's adding an extra number there?
Just in case the 6th is a bit fishy.
Like I kind of know that.
I walked their dog once, I don't know. But that's what we're keen for Ego, obviously, for that. Like just to
Very.
be able to exactly what we had at the launch night times 1,000. Like
Yeah.
it's just gonna be crazier like that. What do you hope the goal would be, or what would people take away from that though?
My goal and my hopes for Ego is that people walk away from that event and they look back this time next year. And you know, when people take stock at the end of the year and kind of go, okay, the year that was in 2022, my hope is that it's like we were one of those memorable moments in their life. Nothing too significant, just kind of like, hey, I met someone really cool there, or that was a really fun event. And I walked away from that event, I left that and felt like that was somewhere where I belonged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's
That's
awesome.
sick. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a dope message to go.
It
It's
is.
definitely
It
gonna
is.
happen for sure. It's
Yeah.
such an organic kind of space,
For sure.
an environment like that. But yeah, we're keen. Don't worry, y'all.
Very,
Super
very,
keen.
very
Yeah,
keen.
Come down,
Especially
support
first
local.
time as
Yeah.
well.
Definitely. Yeah. And we bring a lot of people with us as well for the first time too. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But it's same as
Yeah,
like with
we-
your like 100 podcast episode. Like I feel like people just want to see you in the flesh. They hear your voice all the time.
That's true.
They're listening to your content, everything like that. And then it's a whole different energy, right? When you do an in-person thing, and you get to see you guys doing your thing in action live. And I think it's going to be really, really cool.
It's going to be awesome.
It'll be very fun.
Very.
I actually didn't know anyone knew us that night as well.
Yeah.
Heaps of people did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like,
A lot of people
a lot of people did.
That was actually one of the nice things, but it will be nice to change for next year. Like everyone would talk to us at fashion, whatever. I think we were the only people saying we do podcasts.
Yeah.
But
true.
from next year on, it would be dope to get more people in the door that do this
media
space. You know, it's like I don't want to be the only ones.
But there's a lot of photographers. And
for sure.
There was a lot I
Yeah.
think podcasting is still relatively new. Looking at the creative space,
in
right?
Melbourne especially.
Again, it's because it takes so much time, effort, and commitment to start having a podcast that pops. But 100%, we would love that.
Yes.
No, I'm too gassed right now.
It's exciting. It's actually very exciting. It's very, very exciting.
someone came to know, was like, yo, you're actually my favorite. You're the funniest guy. I was like,
This guy was there. He was salty.
I said the funniest guy. Huh?
Okay, interesting.
He just randomly backs out.
I'm going to go talk to them.
I said, all right, no, all right.
But that's the thing. You put out content and you actually don't really I don't think you really truly know the impact and the extent of what you guys are doing. And then when you come to an event like this and people recognize your hard work, like it's
rewarding.
easy to be chuffed.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, it's amazing because you never know who you're impacting. You never know the difference that you're making. So keep putting that out there. I remember when we had this conversation, it's like, oh, it's just not really getting traction and things like that. It's like, but if you love it, and you keep going with it. You never know whether it's episode 130 or episode 150, 200 that then gets you that massive deal.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, it's like you're the Australian version of like a Lewis House School of Greatness or Impact Theory, Tom Bilyeu. You never know. Gary Vee show. Like, shout out to Gary. Catch up with you soon.
Hell no way.
I'm manifesting it.
Oh, okay. You've been doing that for a minute.
It's happening.
It's cool. It's cool.
Happen.
All right, so Ego happens. Massive success. Yeah, damn, that was a hard word. Massive success. You guys are gonna happen. All that. What do you do right after that? Are you going on a trip? Are you going away?
Sure.
How do you unwind from that?
So I do, because I go into, I'll be really honest, the amount of energy it takes to deliver those 2 days, and I hardly sleep from the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I crash. And I'm getting better at it year on year instead of just managing that energy and expectation as well. Like you do start listening to your body more. You understand that you have to slow right down. You have to sleep, drink and eat when you run an event of this size.
Definitely.
I've got really, really good crew that remind me to eat. But every year my mum comes down, bless her. It's actually super stressful. My mum lives in Sydney.
She's getting an interview.
Yeah.
My mum lives in Sydney. She's just going to smile really politely.
That's good enough.
How cute are Asian mums are?
They're very cute.
But very limited English. The sweetest soul. I think where my heart comes from, the ability to love and have non-judgment comes from my mum.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so she comes down every year to support. She still really doesn't understand what entrepreneurship really means. We come from an immigrant family where it doesn't really, it's so risky to be running your own thing.
Like just get a stable job.
Year on year, she's just kind of like, do you want to go back to psychology? Do you want to go back to that? And it's like, but I'm thriving now. Like, this is like, it's hard work and there's a grind to it, but it's mine.
Yeah.
So she's coming down and I've told her to take off like the week before she flies back. So I think I'm just going to wind down and go regional with her.
Yeah.
Country Vic.
That'll be nice.
And just take a couple days off. Yeah. We already have like our debrief meetings and stuff. Unfortunately, like you get the most feedback the week after the event. Yeah. So it's not so much that once the expo is done, you kind of can jump away and go see you next year. There's actually that much backlog in just like post-event reports, data, your sponsorships. You have to talk to them and go, okay, what was your feedback? Because while it's fresh in everyone's mind, it's really good.
It's better. Yeah, better to get feedback.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like hard feedback at times because everyone's always going to be critical. But I think for us as a business, and we realize, look, we step in with like we have the most like pure intentions of running the show. We're also not perfect. So we will definitely receive feedback year on year. As I've matured in business, I have learned to take it not so personally and going, okay, this feedback is important. It's really important to listen to people to go, hey, this could have been done better or like whatever. And that's how you progress. That's how you do a better show every year. Not even show, podcast, business, whatever it is.
Sure.
You have to have the ability to listen to other people's opinions. Not everyone's, but people that you know that's like, hang on, this is it's not personal. It's just this could be better.
It's also the understanding that like these businesses are also putting their name and brand out there too, to come and put this event together. So obviously they want to make sure everything's running,
there's a vested
properly.
interest. Like there's a
100%.
There's a sense that's why you're right in terms of like not everyone needs to have an opinion on what you've done, but if there's a commonality in goal, then their opinion definitely does matter in this company.
Plus, especially when you're talking like there's an actual business financial element to this.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
like things need to make sense
commercially,
number wise, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just on that note, like we definitely get consumer feedback as well of people that just are haters. That just don't have a good time. And what I've really learned about that, if you're going to be ballsy enough to go out there and do something and like even shoot for your goal, then you're going to have haters. Like you're going to have people that just don't vibe with it, don't recognize what you're doing, don't see what you're trying to do, don't appreciate what you're trying to do. And that's okay. Realizing that, hey, that person that's giving you hate, they're not in the arena. They're not like bleeding and like sweating and like, you know, like really stressing over this. They're not at war doing what you're trying to do. And that's kind of what I've been able to proudly kind of look back at some feedback and be like, you try and run Australia's largest streetwear expo and be perfect. Like, honestly, it is it's a tough gig, but I'm putting myself out there. It requires a lot of courage and vulnerability
For sure.
to, you know, be there and potentially get judged. But then with really good mentors and coaches, realizing it's like, yeah, you're right. Like they're not running it. It's easy to hate from the sidelines. So just remember that anyone that's listening, that's doing their thing and you're getting negative feedback, just remember that like you're doing it. You're actually giving it a shot.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the, now we're getting so deep into it. Well, like what's the biggest challenge kind of been, or what are you most afraid of for this?
I'm afraid of disappointing people.
Right.
And that comes from, I think it's still some limiting beliefs about caring what other people think, right? But also people that I have a real strong responsibility for people. I've naturally really done that. Even now that I have staff on board, I feel so responsible for their livelihood. Unless you're a business owner that has staff under them and pays weekly wages, it's intense. Leaders eat last. I probably earn I do earn a lesser wage than my employees and my staff.
Crazy.
But that being said, I get a lot of fulfillment knowing that I'm giving back and contributing. But my biggest fear is letting people down. And then also as I grow and mature, realizing that you're going to let people down. Right? Like there are going to be times that you're going to let people down. But for us, this show has a lot on the line. This year, we've got really big stakeholders such as Foot Locker, AS Colour, Collarts, Red Bull.
I was shook when I saw AS Colour.
Yeah, like shout out to all these massive retail partners giving these small guys a chance. And but there's risk there because if you don't deliver an epic event for their brand, they just won't come back next year, and that's all good. But for us, we like, and that's okay too. We'll have new partners coming up and whatnot. But my thing is relationships, and I want longevity. I would love to see Foot Locker being invested in this community event year on year because I think there's pure brand alignment. There's a lot of values, guys. When you come down and you actually get to meet the head of marketing and the national sales manager of these massive stores. You'll understand as well that they're just like you and me. They're not like, you know, it's like, oh my God, you're the head, like, you know, head of Foot Locker.
I've got to meet them, by the way. Like,
you will.
I have
that's
to.
well, that's
No, I actually have
Aren't you
to.
like the media team and stuff? So I feel like you've got like, you'll have your lanyard. You'll be like, I'm just doing this. 100%. Did you get to meet Elijah Nguyen, AS Colour, at the launch night? Okay. Yeah,
maybe we did and we just didn't realize.
It's very possible,
But I'll for sure, like that. For one, you're going to meet every single brand.
Exactly.
But definitely stay connected. These guys are really, really genuine people that just want to give back as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so excited, man.
Honestly.
Like genuinely haven't been this excited for something in a minute.
Also, I just want to say as well, shout out to you for the answer. Like, you know, you gave a real answer just then for that kind of thing. So thank you for that honesty and that openness, yo. Because you ask that kind of question, you might just get a generic kind of pump out with that. But I was like, oh,
have I ever been a generic
She got a podcast called Authentic Me.
Year on year, does Ego have a different vision for that year? Or
interesting.
Is it consistently?
The foundation and our vision is the same. So I think our why cements us in what we do. The how changes.
Of course.
And so we
and the who especially.
Yeah,
as well.
the how and the who changes, but the why very much is the same. And every year we will have new concepts because we don't want to be a cookie cutter show.
Yeah.
So every year we've had different venues. People literally don't really remember because we're a destination event. And actually we've realized it doesn't matter where it's held. Of
course.
People will come because the
for
experience
sure.
is different. So we never really want to have the same experience twice. Even after the VIP industry party, even my team were like, that was fire. And it's like because we take risks, we try different things, we bring on new suppliers, we bring on new creatives that come on board, and that's the wave of life. Like some people will stick it out and come with you and they're your day ones, and then like I had said, there's that many new people, but keep coming in, keep doing your thing, and like there's plenty of space. Anyone's success doesn't take away from your success.
100%.
Right?
For sure.
And Gary Vee says this really well, but it's like there are two types of people that like will tear your tower down and your building down so they're the tallest building, or someone else will just build the tallest building.
Yeah.
Right? And
Crazy.
it's like not attack anyone else.
Yeah.
And that's how you build a city.
Yeah. No, that is so true.
I like that. That
is-
last
That's
little bar
such a
right
nice
there. That's
little-
how you build a
That's
city,
nice.
man.
That's cool. I like that.
For the
Yeah.
8 Laws of Power, say something completely different.
Have you read 48 Laws of Power or heard of it?
You have it?
love
Personally,
this
I don't think Mel could be like this if she
Yeah,
had
I don't think you'd like it. Personally, I haven't read it, but I've heard of the
Then
things.
how are you having an opinion on it right now?
Because from what I've heard is from people that do like it,
Carlos
Okay.
has read it.
right?
Just
And
so
I-
everyone
I read every
knows.
book, alright?
and it's
It
things
happens to
like
be one of them.
don't forget what your enemies did to you, like all that kind of
it's like
stuff.
that.
So
Why you looking
yeah,
at me like
like
The chair moved just a little
Why you
bit further away.
it's
Slightly.
very ruthless mentality.
Right,
Like by any means
right.
succeed, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So personally, it doesn't sit well with me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like will step on anyone to get to the top,
get to
right?
where they
Whereas I'm
want.
like, send the ladder back down. Again, that
Yeah.
just comes down to different worldviews, experiences. The person that wrote that book has probably his own views of life and experiences that made him that way.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Carlos, did you enjoy it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Huh?
Loved it.
I don't
pressure.
believe in the leading, like
a
the
good
leadership style, but I can understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I've been around a few people that will be like, I like success is self-made kind of thing, or like a lone wolf, this lone wolf imagery, or
Yeah.
like a nomad or a wanderer. I've really, really been around people that have done that, but I'm like, but nomad's an island,
Nomad's
like
an island, yeah.
right? And it's just so crazy to think you did this all on your own.
Yeah.
Like a self-made millionaire has an army of people that
They
did
do.
it. They just
Exactly.
did. And if
Exactly.
you don't acknowledge
Screaming
it, it's not
self-made.
sustainable.
Yeah.
But you're screaming self-made, and it's like. If you do follow my platform, I'm constantly giving out gratitude.
Yeah.
Like I'm just constantly making my platform about other people anyway. And together we all build.
Yeah. I don't think there goes a day where there's not a tag in your story.
Shout out to
And
someone.
like, you know how like you record, like, let's say I've done like a 3-story recording, so 45 seconds, right? You know, recorded. In yours, you'll put a tag in each
one of them.
Each one.
just to make sure you know this is who I'm talking about.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, no, I love it.
That's too dope.
But it's also
It
crazy
is.
how everyone actually has different perspective in terms of that as well. You know, in terms of success and what it looks like.
Well, success is like it's subjective,
It is, yeah.
right? Like when people go, "Oh, you're so successful," I'm like, "In what way?"
In what way? Yeah.
Right? And I've learned that there's so many different ways that we have wealth. It's not just a financial thing as well. Like it's like self-awareness is wealth. Like community is wealth. Relationships, family and friends is wealth. Health is wealth. Like there's so many other areas of wealth. So I think when people, I used to always get really shy when people are like, "You're so successful, Mel." And I'm like, my bank account doesn't say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I was actually going to go into
You're
next.
like,
So
yeah,
much for
your
a
bank
45 minute. So much for a 45-minute episode, guys. You know, we'll just be
tried
quick.
to
But here we
time
are.
it.
No, yeah, let's send it.
Didn't work.
So obviously, yeah, people have a certain perception of you, which is for the most part, or like I would hope that everyone is thinking like, yeah, she's doing this
Successful,
successful,
doing amazing.
and-
Yep.
or even just in terms of who you are personally, like, oh,
But
she's
then
a
I'm
nice
just like
person.
you.
Yeah,
Right? Like, you know, we're having this conversation now where we're like just homies and
Yeah.
like take me off the pedestal.
Yeah.
Honestly, like don't make me extraordinary so that you can like not be. You know, we all are. Like we're all ordinary people,
Yeah,
but we're
yeah.
extraordinary in our own way. And it's like the moment you put me up on a pedestal, you're selling yourself short.
Yeah.
Right.
Take it off. Take it down.
Yeah.
Like we're all gonna
It's almost you're like justifying a reason to
She's
not
so
be on that
good,
level. Yeah.
So that I'm just gonna sit back here and be
Watch.
ordinary.
Yeah.
But shout out, support, but
Yeah.
not try to get up there as well.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask, Thanks for that.
It's literally your episode.
There was no question.
Yeah, you actually just started talking. I didn't finish.
We're getting too comfortable.
No, I love it. But like, in terms of, I mean, life is long and short at the same time. In terms of the goals that you want to be like smashing and thinking that you're achieving, do you feel you're anywhere near where you ultimately are, like what you're trying to achieve? Like, you've done so much for sure. In your mind personally, when you're doing your own reflection, your own accounting of like, you know, your life and what you've been doing, for us it looks like
There's a lot.
Like, yeah,
a
she's
lot,
smashing
killing it,
goals.
is there a disparity in terms of what you actually see or think in terms of like, no, there's so much
There's
more
so
that
much
I'm
more
actually trying to
nowhere
do.
near it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good balance of both. Recognizing that a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have really wanted to be in the position that I'm at now, which is always kind of giving thanks to the journey. But then there's always another level. Like, you got to keep leveling up. Life is kind of like a video game. You get to the like one level and you go through this, you know, defeat this big monster or whatever it is, and then there's a new level.
There's a new one,
and you just keep leveling up. And my ethos in life is that I just want to be like, I just want to capture every moment, because you never know when your last time's the last time. You never know when you're gonna not be here. But I want to be remembered as someone that was like, fuck, Mel gave it a good hard swing.
Yeah.
Like, she definitely left no stone unturned.
Yeah.
Every day she lived it in fullness. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like, I think there's always more goals.
Yeah, for sure.
That's healthy though. I feel like there's a healthy space to be in where it's like, at any moment, it's like, if this was the end, I'm happy with where I'm at.
yeah.
But of course, if this is not the end, then there's another goal.
There's another level to go.
Like, but it's sad if you're like, I'm here and I'm not happy. Like, if this was the end, I'm not happy with what is accomplished
done.
or what is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what's attached to my name or whatever it might be.
Because I understand that, like, the question kind of thing is like, are you ever content? Do you just keep dangling that like carrot, and it's like you just keep chasing that? But I have a lot of fulfillment in my life. I think I show that as well. Like, it's never, you know, not appreciative of where I've been, and I'm always chasing something. But I'm also just not complacent.
Yeah. Do you have to like actually remind yourself of like, yes, I did this.
Every
yes, I
day.
did that. Yeah.
Every day. It's very easy to forget.
Yeah.
But again, based on, you know, episode 12, it's like, I am the way I am based on the experiences that I have had. And I've had a very difficult, challenging, hard life.
sure.
Yeah.
But until I let go of that story, have I really now, 2 years later, been able to step into my power? Because I no longer tell that story. I mean, I tell it, but, and this is to my late partner's suicide, like, I tell it in a way that doesn't hurt me anymore.
Right.
I tell it in a way where it doesn't define me anymore. At the VIP industry party, it's like I talk on it, but the amount of people that didn't know that was part of my story, that's huge. Because people that now come up, like, to my profile or social media, I guess Mel can just be Mel now. And that's a huge thing, because I couldn't separate that for so long.
I was going to say, I think I actually did notice that actually, like,
it was a conscious decision, conscious change.
That's pretty crazy that, you actually consciously did that, and the reflection or translation of that was received. Because, I did notice, like, you're in Mel Yu's bag right now, you know what I mean? And it's not just Mel is keynote speaker in this particular,
mental health, suicide prevention, and it was. But I felt like I had to, and that was my own journey, right? Like, you have to go through your own journey, and sometimes your trauma, it's really hard to get out of that. And what I've noticed is
it's comfortable.
Misery
sometimes.
loves company, so
it
people
is.
love getting stuck in their breakup. They love getting stuck in their heartache. They get, they fall down and they want to stay down. Whereas it's like, you got to get back up.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is that you've gone through. You can turn it around. There's more to life than the sad story that you're telling yourself, but you have to be able to, like, see that.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Yeah.
So is that where you get like your like drive and all of that from? Because you pour out into a lot of people, into a lot of different things, but it's like, who's pouring into you or what's pouring into you?
Yeah, I do have a lot though. So it's like I have a really good support network, and without them, without my best friends and my family, the ones closest to me that actually see all of this, there's no way I would be able to recharge my battery. Yeah. And I guess that's why community and support is so necessary. It's passionate. I'm very passionate about it, because without that, you will unplug and you can't bounce off people, and that's where depression comes about, anxiety comes about,
for sure.
Yeah, all of that sort of stuff. So you do got to lean in on it when you can. I guess my thing is, and I've been saying this for a while, like social media, even though I'm very active on it, I'm like someone that I would say is constantly out there, putting myself out there. But when you think about it, like what you said about that 3 stories, all up, you see Mel Yu's 4 minutes, I reckon, in a day, 24 hours, based on the stories scattered out strategically at different times. You see 4 minutes.
And it's a highlight
of your life,
for the most part.
Not necessarily for Mel,
no, but like as in
whatever.
This is what I want to show,
and I still show. Yes, absolutely. At the end of the day, you still show people what you want them to see. There are moments, obviously, I'm incredibly vulnerable and I reach out to my online community. But there are also times where I'm very private. And there are also times where Mel's just kind of Mel. And without all that sort of stuff, my friends know it's like she's really easy to get along with. There isn't any celebrity tier or anything like that. And it pays off when, you know, you go out for dinners and you get free stuff because people recognize you. So don't get me wrong.
It's a nice feeling, huh?
I'm not gonna lie, we've been getting a little bit of
I see you.
We'll join you for dinner next
That's
time.
not too bad. But yeah, I'm incredibly private when I need to be, and I definitely have learnt to recharge. You have to be able to take a break, unplug, rewire everything, and then come back and show up.
How do you celebrate your journey?
I do it every day.
Every day?
Yeah, through gratitude.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Through gratitude, through being present, mindfulness, and just, again, that acknowledgement, I think. I think people always look for a more complicated way, but then it's like, it's gratitude. Giving thanks has got me through so many days.
For sure.
That's the first time I actually heard that type of answer.
Gratitude.
You know, gratitude and doing it every day. I'm like, I go out for drinks.
I mean, that too.
Have a good time.
Popping bottles. You do that
You know what I
too.
mean? Like,
But you do it you can celebrate your success with buying a new outfit or buying a new toy or whatnot, going out for drinks and celebrating. But for me, I get it off experiences and just sharing my love with the people that I really care about.
That's cool.
No, it's amazing.
Why do I just feel amazing right now?
I feel good,
I feel inspired. I feel
It's like to be coached by you. This is what it's like to be coached by you.
if it is, I'm happy to sign up for that 10 weeks. Let's do it.
If you don't believe in you, Mel will coach you into believing in yourself. Absolutely.
Wow. That was a quick,
I think we got our 30-minute free session.
Consultation. No, but I actually want to give you a major shout out. In terms of how you've just pushed us to behind the scenes, just making us believe in ourselves and
Answer
things
emails.
Like that. Yeah, answering emails.
I didn't even know Noor, and the first thing I think I said to you when we first met, I was like, bro, if you want to get better at this game, you got to be responsive and answer emails.
Gave it to
I
you
was such a
straight.
savage.
Yeah.
She just cooked you right there.
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely right.
After the episode we shot, again, we didn't meet you. Never met you
This
beforehand.
is a cold lead.
Yeah, literally. And then we spent a good hour after that episode.
That was amazing.
And I'm like, and since then you've just
We were like,
constantly
we're
been.
gonna
No,
be
you
friends.
honestly
We're gonna be
left as a
friends.
friend.
Yeah.
You know, and we were like, yo, we're actually friends with this person. And from there, it's crazy how many doors opened, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we actually have to give you
Relationships
props.
are formed.
Thank you in that way. This podcast, people don't even realize, but you've helped us in that way, believing in ourselves or forcing us to network with people, calling us up when we're meant to start shooting, saying, guys, I'm around the corner.
Come
and network right now.
Opportunity.
You know what I mean?
There you go. I love it.
But-
I love
you
it.
have to say yes to that, right? You got to be the one that goes see you in 5.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
that's what's up because
Yeah.
people can open doors for you, but if you don't walk through them,
Oh, for sure.
it's not on me.
That's
It's
true.
useless, yeah.
No,
I
that's
love
true.
that. Well, look, let's send it.
Right? I looked up, I said, she's just 2 minutes away.
Yeah,
Just do it.
Why not? Why not?
It's funny
Why
how
not?
just universally we're all just I bet. Let's just check this out.
Can't miss that.
Did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
Bruh, because we got there, I was like, bro, what is this
Yeah.
place? You know what I mean? It looked like a dark alleyway. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but it's going to be lit. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, shout out to you, man.
It's crazy,
real.
man.
Yeah.
But hey, what else is popping there, man?
What else happening?
Yeah.
So, 40 minutes episode. Wow, that's
We
crazy.
actually tried to
Time
give
for
a
what
cap to this, but our
Didn't work.
conversation's always-
No one has anything
Yeah.
to be.
Huh?
Anyway.
That's what I'm thinking. No one's got anything to do after this. But it's definitely a Saturday night, and this woman's talking about her rest and all that.
Yeah, she's had a long day.
I'm kind of
She has.
put
She's had
us
a
on
long
blast
day.
on social media. You actually pretty much did. Yes. No, it wasn't on social. It was in the comments or something. I think.
I commented.
You commented something, and then wait, what did you say?
I said hardest working person in Melbourne, and you're like, "Yeah, you're forcing me to do a podcast tomorrow." Something like that.
I died.
Is this true? Wow.
I love it.
Still
I love
making
it.
time for you.
Yeah, no,
Nah,
it's
maybe-
incredible.
Respect.
Maybe we'll drop
Thank
it right
you.
there, man.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
nah, that
Yeah.
was-
people got their free consultation. They
Yeah,
get a
that
taste
was
of what
Honestly.
very
Right,
good
right.
coach.
That was
This
just
drops.
a taste.
Ego's that weekend, right?
Yeah,
When this
Ego's
drops.
the
All right,
weekend
so
that this
this
drops.
weekend, make sure you rock up to Ego Expo,
Yeah.
26th, 27th. Get your tickets now. Get 2 for someone else as well. And then we will see you there.
For sure.
Say hi to the gang. Say hi to Mel if you see her around.
Yep.
You will
Hi
see
to
her
everyone,
around.
man.
Yeah.
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 Network with people there as well,
network.
whoever you are.
100.
Well, yeah, thank you for joining
not
us.
even that real quick. I wonder if everyone noticed we didn't do any.
We're gonna do that. Okay, all right.
Hey, seen unseen. Seen unseen.
Nah? We don't wanna say it?
Let's
Oh,
not burn
no,
any
no,
bridges.
no.
Why are we trying to burn bridges?
It's not a
funny.
problem. We're not
It's
burning
not a
bridges. They're
problem.
flexible
That's
like
not
that.
a
It's not a bridge burn.
I
It's a
wanna hear
bridge
that.
shape.
Shaping about this.
Manscaped dropped.
What?
No more sports.
Manscaped dropped us. Nah, it's all love.
Is that love? Nah. So.
No, we need to talk.
Dropped you?
Yeah.
No, look, we need to have a chat with our people.
No, we
Because-
don't. We actually don't. How many balls do we have?
Yeah. Like, come on. I think we reached the capacity of the amount of clean
Yeah.
balls that this podcast can reach.
No, low-key was our fault.
It was our fault.
Wait,
January,
We didn't
I
do a
said
proper
January
job.
we have to hit guests.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
It was self-care,
we didn't lock,
man.
we didn't lock down guests in January, right?
It was a busy month, busy month.
January, like we need you to also move this many units in Feb, this many units in March. That was the thing, 3 months, yeah? And they're like, bro, you guys moved nothing in January. I was like, yeah, it's true, because we didn't bring any guests.
Yeah.
You idiots.
Maybe you didn't check your emails.
Oh,
Nah, hey, I checked so
But
many.
the reason I actually
So
wanted to
many
put
DMs.
this out there
Yeah.
is to like, we're not capping, we're being real and 100%
Bro.
about it. And when
The
you
next
know,
one's gonna come.
Not even that. When we partner up with them again or whatever the next one is, it's like because we're open and we recognize where we went wrong. And now no one else can make these mistakes.
Yeah.
as
that's
well.
true.
Yeah.
But this will happen, man. We'll
Yeah.
be back. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Life happens, bro.
And you know, it's right after
You
Ego,
pick
we
up
actually
and
might
you
just
move
come out
on.
with a new
Yeah.
sponsor because
Exactly.
of the connection.
Exactly. And
Exactly.
we still have the machines. So
Ounce, 2-1
everything's
here,
still smooth.
mate. Nah, thank you to Manscaped
thank
for
you,
the
man.
love that they
Yeah,
showed us.
nah,
through the
it
time.
was awesome. It was very, very fun.
It
run.
was, for sure.
Yeah, thank you for joining us for this episode.
Yes.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We always need to do that at the start.
And we forget every time.
So
You
chop
forget
this
all the
out, put it
time.
at the
But
front.
at the beginning,
All right,
it's
make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next week. Peace out.
Shout out to
Bye.
Mel.
Follow Mel.
Yeah.
Nah, biggest shout out to Mel, honestly.
Mellie.
Yes.
Thanks for having
yes.
me, guys.
Underscore.
Always.
Always. This
Thanks,
is
guys.
definitely not the last one. I know that. That's for sure.
Okay, I think
One last thing, boys.
We don't know how to sign off.
something, you can come back.
Wait, what's one last thing?
I like your jacket.
this guy. All right, now we're out. Ladies, man.
Oh gosh, love it.